So people keep asking me, in the last 10 years, why have you become more and more hesitant in calling the Norman invasion of Ireland the Norman invasion? So first and foremost, there were two waves of invasions. The first wave did not define themselves as Normans because Normans came from Normandy, and although they were of Norman descent, they just didn't define themselves as Normans. Instead, they defined themselves as Knights of the Welsh Marches. And by that point, the language that they had spoken, which was originally Normandy French, had altered and changed, and modern historians do refer to it as Cambro-Norman. The second wave is even more complicated again. Why? Because the Anglo-Normans, as modern historians would refer to them as, had actually been usurped for the Anjous. The Anjou kingship had usurped the Normans and had taken over. And they, in fact, didn't even speak Anglo-Norman. They actually spoke in Old French. And they were made of a huge mixed bag, not just of Anglo-Normans that had settled in England over the 100 years, but they were also made up of Britons, other Normans from Normandy, and of course knights from Anjou. This, of course, is what makes the conversation so complicated. And it just doesn't stop being complicated even after the initial invasions. In fact, in 1224, not long after the 1171 invasions, there is in fact a war that happens in France and England, and the knights from the Kildare area in Ireland, which some historians would refer to as Hiberno-Normans from Kilkenny, would then have to be a part of a war in France where they would then have to go and fight Knights of Normandy in Normandy. So if we were look at it from a traditional perspective, it would then be the Hiberno-Normans going off to fight the actual Normans of Normandy, while the Hiberno-Normans in the actual context would not actually refer to themselves as Normans whatsoever.